at the two sides in front of the KK.
I will confuse them to come to the market.
Congratulations to the media. You have done incredible work.
In 10 days, it will show you what it does.
The Senate observed that PPP has consistently engaged in underhand dealing.
Position, you don't know. Hey, we'll get to Peru for Africa.
When your brother is producing something, are you patronizing your brother?
Listen to Planet's 101.1 FM news at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m., Mondays to Fridays. Planet's Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
It's the news at noon. In the news, President Bola Tinubu reaffirms commitment of lifting. Federal government denies subsidy return as more fuel stations shut. Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, says federal government interested in stable academic calendar. On the foreign scene, World Health Organization joins calls for humanitarian corridor into Gaza. In sports, Super Eagles opens camp for friendlies in Portugal today. Details of this and many more coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, Uyo. I am Mary Joseph. We begin this afternoon with a report that President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed that he is not distracted from the task of putting Nigeria on the path of greatness. According to him, taking the country to a higher pedestal is his major preoccupation. Tinubu made his feelings known in a tweet on his X handle posted, along with his photographs, during a meeting with Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, George Akume. The meeting was held at the President's office inside Aso Villa in Abuja. According to reports, the President held the meeting with the SGF on government business, and the SGF briefed him on the ministries, departments and agencies. The government has been working hard to provide a revival pill for the economy as a result of petrol subsidy removal and unification of the Naira-dollar exchange rates, adding that efforts are also ongoing to ensure the implementation of the agreement reached with Labour leaders last week, which stayed off the workers' strike threat. Away from that, the federal government has warned Nigerian pilgrims against making illegal and authorized trips while in the Holy Land amidst the ongoing conflict between the State of Israel and Hamas, a militant group which has claimed hundreds of lives. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Reverend Yakubu Palm, handed down the admonition as the Lagos State authorities suspended the planned airlifting of pilgrims in the state. Speaking at an orientation program for the intending pilgrims for the last batch of the Easter pilgrimage to Israel and Jordan, Palm said any pilgrim who engaged in any illegal act would be deported. Palm assured intending consulars and self-sponsored pilgrims that their safety remained a top priority of the Commission. He further expressed optimism that the crisis in Israel would soon de-escalate and would afford the last batch of pilgrims the opportunity to visit Israel from Jordan. According to a statement signed by the NCPC's head of media and publicity, Celestine Joruka, the executive secretary, disclosed that the pilgrims would commence their journey today and arrive in Amman, Jordan on Wednesday, where they would spend 4 days before proceeding to Israel, depending on the security situation by then. Meanwhile, the federal government has denied reintroducing the subsidy on premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, amidst the closure of many filling stations nationwide due to various challenges in the downstream oil sector. It also said that the pockets of queues observed by motorists and petrol stations across the country stemmed from hiccups in product distribution from the south to north, not a lack of supply. This came as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) also declared that it would have gone bankrupt in June this year had it been the President Bola Tinubu did not hold subsidy on PMS in May. NNPCL also announced that Nigeria would become a net exporter of refined premium products by next year, going by efforts to revamp its refineries. Reports say that Nigeria, through the NNPCL, currently imports PMS and other refined petroleum products consumed across the country, which has been ongoing for decades. The Group Chief Executive Officer, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, told State House correspondents after an audience with the President at the Aso Rock Villa that fuel subsidy had not been returned. In the meantime, the federal government says Nigerians will have their passports delivered to them at home, offices and other places of choice beginning next year. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, said this in Lagos while speaking at the opening ceremony of the 2023 University of Lagos International Week. According to him, Nigerians will soon begin to experience the sweetness of the passport application as the ministry has started to automate the process. He explained that by January next year, Nigerians will be able to complete the application process online by February next year. With collaborations and partnerships with all the relevant stakeholders, Nigerians will have their passports delivered to their locations of choice. According to him, it will also be extended to the visa application process, adding that they are deploying technology throughout the entire process to make it as seamless as possible. In education, the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, has said that the government of President Bola Tinubu is interested in a stable academic calendar for tertiary institutions in the country. The minister also noted that plans were ongoing to review the security architecture for schools in the country. Mamman, who spoke during an event to mark the 60th anniversary of the Committee on Vice Chancellors in Abuja, also noted that the government increased the salaries of workers in tertiary institutions as part of its commitment to the welfare of the academic community. The minister also challenged the committee to place Nigerian universities among global institutions that use science and technology as vehicles for solving their problem. He also said that with regard to energy, steps had been taken to power the universities through gas-powered facilities using the PPP window provided by the government. Mamman added that the scheme is intended to start with 18 universities in the first instance, and the shortlisted university will be contacted at the appropriate stage of the project. Away from that, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has restated that the federal government's commitment to diversifying the economy by making the best of the mineral sector to boost revenue. According to a statement by the ministry's head of press and public relations, Alaba Balogun, the minister spoke when a delegation of the Miners Association of Nigeria visited him ahead of the Nigerian Mining Week. He added that the federal government was undertaking policies that would sensitize the mining sector and rejig the regulatory framework and make it more conducive for local and foreign investors to play. In another development, the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has expressed concerns over the rejection of corps members by some employers in the Northeast region. The NYSC director in charge of the zone, Garinwa Ishaya, stated this at a one-day corps employers forum in Yola. The NYSC director in charge of the zone, however, said that the trend was discouraging to the corps members and that the scheme, adding that they should be accorded an enabling environment in their places of primary assignment to contribute to the social and economic development of the country. According to him, the scheme was established to add value to socio-economic development of the people as a nation, and it has made tremendous impact in further uniting the nation. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
What's in a woman? Women carry a worth more prestigious than fine stones. We are landmarks of triumph and integrity, humility, beauty. God implanted power and poise. Women always have to be strong, for often our meekness is misconceived as weakness.
This woman's weakness is love.
Every Thursday, 11 to 11:45 a.m. The Woman's Diary on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Don't miss it.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now on the foreign scene, following Israel cutting off supplies of fuel, electricity and water to the Gaza Strip, the World Health Organization has joined UNICEF in calling for a humanitarian corridor into the territory. The UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk, while condemning the Hamas attack, said that Israel's siege is illegal under international law. Meanwhile, Israel says it has secured its border with Gaza 3 days after Hamas broke through the barrier to launch a murderous assault that has left more than 900 people dead. According to Israeli army, no militants have crossed in the past day, but the bodies of 1,500 have been recovered after days of fighting. In sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will begin preparations for the doubleheader friendly against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique today. All the 25 invited players are expected to converge in Portimao, Portugal, for their friendlies. Head coach Jose Pereiro has already handed late invitations to 3 players, Tarin Ubuhi, Umar Sadiq and Chidozie Awazem, for the games. They came in as replacement for the injured trio, Ola Ane, Taiwo Owoniyi and Jamilu Collins. The friendlies are meant to serve as preparations for the Super Eagles 2026 World Cup qualifying fixtures against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. Reports say that the Super Eagles will take on the Greens of Saudi Arabia in Portimao on Friday. Still in sport, former Real Madrid and Chelsea winger Eden Hazard has finally announced his retirement from professional football. The 32-year-old made the announcement in a post via his Instagram account this morning. The Belgian said after 16 years and more than 700 matches played, he has decided to end his career as a professional footballer. On our entertainment scene, popular Nigerian singer Raoul John Jengyang, popularly known as Scales, has cried out that he is being threatened for speaking out against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) after he was recently oppressed by its operatives. Recall that the singer recently called out EFCC, claiming heavily armed operatives of the agency broke into his house and wrongly accused him of being a fraudster. Taking him to his ex-handle this morning, Scales said his life was under threat following his revelations of his ordeals in the hands of EFCC operatives. That's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, Uyo. A recap of the major stories. This afternoon, we brought you reports that President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed that he is not distracted from the talks of putting Nigeria on the path of greatness. We also reported that the federal government has denied reintroducing the subsidy on premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, amid the closure of many filling stations nationwide due to various challenges in the downstream oil sector. In education, we reported that the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, has said that the government of President Bola Tinubu is interested in a stable academic calendar for tertiary institutions in the country. On the foreign scene, we told you that following Israel cutting off supplies of fuel, electricity and water to the Gaza Strip, the World Health Organization has joined UNICEF in calling for a humanitarian corridor into the territory. And in sport, we reported that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will begin preparations for the double-header friendly against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique today. For comment and coverage of newsworthy events, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. You can visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. You could also like our Facebook page at Planet101fm Uyo. The news was edited by Isaiah Odo and Jane Uwa. As we end the news, please visit the nearest police station with any useful information that will aid the swift freedom of all members still held in captivity. I am Barry Joseph. Good afternoon.
Presence in the Accra Cross region is made possible by you.
And our cause of keeping you well entertained,
educated,
and informed
with mind-blowing content
has only just begun.
That's why Planet FM is always just a dial away from you. Talk to us every day.
Let's serve you all the way.
For inquiries and complaints, call the Planet FM official number on
0809-016-9101.
For reservation and general admin purposes, you can now email info@planet101fm.ng.